Hello once again, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to our revision for Engineering Science N2. And I'm using this paper here, the past paper, that is Engineering Science, which was written in August 2023. As I'm doing this, it is the latest paper. So I'm going to be revising with you and looking at some sections which are very important. So I'm going to go through this paper with you, starting with dynamics, which is question 1, and then I'm going to then follow up with question number 2, statistics, and do the whole of this paper up to question number, it goes all the way up to question number 9. So what I will encourage you to do is to stay tuned and ensure that you are following up on these lessons. All right, so let's come back to the beginning of this question and start with this 15 marks, as you can see, and it is dynamics. And if you were to write the next exam, how can you approach some of these questions? Okay, now let us look at the first one. 1.1 says define the following quantities. So it's very important for you to know the definitions, and then says give the SI unit of each. So let's start with the SI unit. Displacement. The SI unit of displacement is what? Is meters. Alright, you can call it M or you can write it in full, meters. And the SI unit of speed here is what? Meters per second. Or you can write it like this, meters per second. Alright, and then what about weight? Weight is a force. So the SI unit of weight as a force is in newtons. Are you with me? So these were the SI units that they needed here. So how many marks? They were giving 3 by 2, meaning the SI unit was 1 mark each, and the definition was the other mark. Now let's define what is displacement. Now displacement, it is, so you see, let's say I've got a person who moves from A to B to C, like that. Let's say you move from A, you move to B, you move to C, and then you end at D. Alright, so let's start from here. This is start, and then this is end. Alright, and then you are talking to say, okay, this person moved here 2 kilometers, here he moved 3 kilometers, and then here he moved 4 kilometers. If I say to you, what is the total distance? Total distance moved, you're going to say 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 9 kilometers. Are you with me? Then what about displacement? When we're defining displacement, what do we mean by displacement? Displacement now, it is the straight line distance from the start to the end. Are you with me? So that is the definition there. Let's define. It is the straight line distance. Okay, so it is the straight line distance, okay, from start, or from starting point, if you want to say that, to the end point, and has direction. It's very important also to have that. Or you can say and is a vector and has direction. Here we are trying to say it is a vector. Remember, distance is a scalar quantity, but this one is a vector. So it is a straight line distance from the start to the end. So what we're saying is you start and then you end. This becomes your displacement here. Okay. Alright, I hope that made sense. Let's look at the next one. What about speed? What's the definition of speed? You need to know such definition, guys. Speed, what is it? Speed is the what? Is the rate of change of what? Of distance. Is the rate of change of distance. Right? And has magnitude only. You can go that, but this was the end. The rate of change of distance and has magnitude. Remember, it is a scalar quantity. It's not a vector. So when you say speed, you are just talking about the quantity of that movement, which is measured in meters per second. What about weight? Weight is a force. So when we define weight, it is the force of gravity, because weight has to do with gravity. Weight is the force of gravity acting on an object. That's the weight. It's the force of gravity that is acting on an object. Hence we say it is measured in newtons. Are you with me, guys? So that is that. If you are looking at these definitions, but it's your duty to know the definitions, please. Now let's move on to question 1.2, where there's some calculation. It says the following data refers to a vehicle, right, which moves from rest, okay, to a horizontal plane on a straight line. Now there are keywords there. A vehicle moves from rest. When they say from rest, you must always know they've given you already the initial velocity, which is your u is equal to 0 meters per second. Always know that. Then it says on a horizontal plane in a straight line. Then they give you information. This is the acceleration of the vehicle, and then duration of the motion is 4 seconds. And then they are saying to us here, calculate the displacement. Displacement, remember we said it is the straight line distance from the start to the end. After how many seconds? 3 seconds. So displacement here is our s. So you need to go to the formulas and find out how do you find s. Now if you are used to the formulas, there are two ways of finding s. The first common one is this one, to say s is equal to ut plus half at squared, and then you've got v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. You see, these are the two formulas that help. This is 1, this is 2. These formulas have in it s. But now the question is, since you are looking for the displacement, but look at it, they gave to you time here. Time is the factor after 3 seconds, so they gave you t, meaning we can now use the first one because it's the one that has got t. Are you seeing that, how I choose my formulas? So we say, okay, what is s? S is equal to, we did mention the initial velocity was what? Was 0. So you come here and say s is equal to 0, t is 3 seconds, plus half. They gave us acceleration. They said it's a constant acceleration, which is 5 meters per second squared, which is 5, right? And what is time? Again, is 3 squared. Are you getting that? Then you find the displacement. So let's call this question number 1. Okay, let me label it this what, 1.2.1. all right, so guys, this is that equal to what? Then you use your calculator and then get this part. I mean, it's 0 times 3, which becomes 0, and then the only thing there that you have is 1/2. Then you multiply by 5, you multiply by 3 squared. All right, then equal to 22,5. So the displacement is 22,5 meters, right? You can come and say, but this, you say it has got direction. You can come and say further, in the direction of acceleration. They might not need it, but it's very important to say, to mention in the same direction of the same acceleration that they said here. And then 1.2.2, the velocity after 4 seconds. Now they want the velocity, which is 1.2.2 here. Now they want the velocity, and the common formula for the velocity is what? V is u plus at. This is the first one. You can go to the other one, which was v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. Are you seeing that? But now this one, the time, I just want to show you something here. This is number 2. From the information given, they're saying after 4 seconds, you see. So which means for us to get 4 seconds, if we were to find displacement, we are forced to go back to find the displacement for the second one here, whereby we have to go back and use t is equal to 4. So this formula will work, but it will take long. It will work, but it will take long. I will show you if you want, but this was the simplest. Looking at the marker location is 2 marks to say what is the velocity after 4 seconds. So v is equal to initial velocity, we say it's 0, plus acceleration is 5 in this case after 4 seconds, and then v is equal to 20 meters per second. Again, what are you gonna say? In the direction of what? Of acceleration, if you want. Okay, what I was telling you here was, if you wanted to work it with the other formula, which I wouldn't recommend, was you're gonna say your displacement here that we got, our new displacement s is equal to ut 0t, sorry about that, 0.4 plus half, our acceleration is 5, and then our t is 4 squared. You see that? And then we find, this was the first part where you find what? You find the displacement in 4 seconds. So you're going to have 1 over 2, you multiply it by 5 and 4 squared. See this? Then you find that it's 40 what? Meters. And then we can come back and say v squared is u squared plus 2as. So v squared is equal to u squared, which is 0 squared, plus 2, acceleration is what? Is 5. Now the displacement now after what? After 4 seconds is 40. See that? And then what is our v squared? We also calculate that now to find that, which is 2 times 5 times 40. All right, which is 400. Now you square root both sides. So v is equal to, when you square root that, it will be 20 meters per second. You see that? Which is the same answer that we got. But look at the working. There is a lot that you're supposed to do. So I will say on this one, this method is fine, but it's too long. It's too long. Okay. You better stick to the simpler. This was very simple. Alright, now let's go to 1.2.3. The time taken to reach a velocity of 15 meters per second. How many marks? 2 marks. The time taken. Now they want t. And then the velocity they tell you. Are you with me? You can still come back and come here to the same formula, because it gave us, okay, let me write it first. 1.2.3. If you use this formula, v is u plus at. It's still the same formula that you're going to use, but now the one that they usually prefer, you know what they've done? They take this u to the other side, so it becomes like v minus u, then they divide by a, over a is equal to t. So there is like this formula, there is like this formula, like t is equal to v minus u over a. But the actual formula here, we're going to use same. It's just, if I bring this down here, it's still the same thing that you are using here, whereby you are saying v, they told us the velocity was what? 15. You see? So you come here and say 15 is equal to u, remember it started from rest, plus the acceleration is 5, and then t. Then after that you are saying 15 is equal to 5t. 5 times t. How do you separate 5 and t? You divide, guys. The opposite of multiplication is division. We are now in maths. Okay, you just divide by that, and then when you do that, what is your time? You see, time is equal to what? 5 into 15 is 3, which is 3 seconds. Are you seeing that? So it was going to be the same if you used this formula here to say on the second one, v, which is 15 minus 0 over 5 is equal to t. and 3 seconds was equal to t. Are you seeing that? It's still the same formula. Alright, it's just that they arranged, or they made t the subject of the formula. So that is that. And then the next one says draw a velocity time graph for the movement of the vehicle. So what are we drawing here? Look, it's a velocity time graph. Be careful there. You need to know the type of graph. There is a displacement time graph. There is a velocity time graph. There is an acceleration time graph. But this one is a velocity time graph for the movement of the vehicle mentioned in question 1.2. Okay, and then show all the important values calculated above. So when you're drawing this, it's 3 marks. It was also not complicated. You are going to do this in the drawing. If I can you just have your velocity time graph like this. So you have, very important to label. If you don't label your values, you're going to be penalized. So here we say velocity, you put this meters per second, very important, and then time in seconds. That's the first important thing that you need to do there. If you don't do that, you'll be penalized marks. Why? Because when they give half a mark, they give half a mark. Are you with me? Then you can divide your line into equal to, say, 1. I think the highest velocity, let's look at the velocity that you calculated. It was 20 meters per second, because they said after 4 seconds. Duration of the motion was 4 seconds, and here you used the question 1.2.2, the velocity after 4 seconds, you see. So the 20 meters per second was the highest. So in a way, you can come here and divide this by 5 to say this is 5, this is 10, this is 15, and you end in 20. Are you with me? So that's what you need to realize. 5, 10, 15, and 20. Are you with me? And then for that 4 seconds, we have to look now at the time taken there. In a way, we can sneak peek. Okay, let me see the time taken. Actually, they told us the velocity after 4 seconds. By the way, the time taken was 4 seconds. So we come here, we know that the maximum time that was taken was 4 seconds. So you divide your line again to say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Are you seeing that? So that is what you are having, which is your time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is your starting point. And the only thing that you are connecting the 20-second. Let me just show you this. Let me use a straight line here. So what you're connecting this 20-second to this 4. That's what you're connecting, and we are having what? A straight line. That's what you're drawing. It is this straight line. You end there, and that is what they wanted to say. The motion of this question, it was 4 seconds, and the velocity was 20 meters per second. You see? So let me just take this off. So that is the main thing. And then they said here, they said what? And show all the important values calculated above. There is a value of t is 3 seconds, and the velocity is 15. So you can use you are using your pencil to say in 15 seconds. Okay, let me make it a smaller line. In 15 seconds, there was this 3. You see that? And then I make a broken line like that. See? And then what was the other one? The other one was in 20 seconds. It was like what? It was 4. You see that? And then you're making those are the important points that they gave us. Are you with me? So those are the things that you can include into this, and that is a what? A velocity time graph. So guys, that's how you answer this question on what? On dynamics. How many marks? 15 marks. Now let me make this clear. As I said with you guys, I'm going to answer the whole of this paper from dynamics. The next question I'm going to do is statistics, and then the next question I'm going to do, I think you need to know. You see, You need to answer this. Definitely you need to know how to resolve here, calculate the supports by taking moments. That question, that's 6 marks, you see. From there, energy and momentum. Now the question continues, but this is the thing that I want to make clear to you. I'm gonna answer you, to all our members. I'm gonna do a few questions, but now there are those people who contribute to the success of this channel. We call them our members, our premium members. You know what they do every month? They contribute so that this channel can be a success. They contribute. It's not a lot of money, but it is something that we appreciate from them. So it can be from, I think, from 80 Rand, and the maximum is really under 150 Rand a month, so that they can be able to access other videos which are not on the public domain. So you can try to watch those videos on YouTube. They need to tell you you are not a member, a premium member. So I will encourage you, if you want to get access to the whole memo of this engineering science N2, become a premium member so that you can have access. You know, by doing that, you are also helping us in furthering or bringing these videos. I think you have seen that we bring a lot of these videos into the 24-minute lesson. There's a lot of videos that you can find on engineering science that they can benefit you for your exam. But you know what, as a token of appreciation to our premium members, what we do is we also bring something that is uniquely for them, something that is saying thank you. So if you want to sponsor this channel, if you want to donate to, it's like you're donating towards this channel, I will encourage you to become a premium member. And then when you do that, you help in furthering or in bringing these videos behind the scenes. There is a lot of work that is happening in terms of gadgets, in terms of equipment, in terms of, I think you understand that you don't just make a video. This is not recorded from a phone. So because of that, that's why we bring some of these videos to encourage people to become premium members. So you can see it on your YouTube where it says join. When you go to join, that's where you can become a premium member and make a small donation towards this channel as an appreciation. And we are already saying to our premium members, thank you for contributions towards this channel. All right, now guys, definitely I'm doing the next question for you, statistics. It is still going to be available for everyone. Don't think now to say, look, he's charging us money. No, I'm gonna do statistics. Now join me again the next lesson where I will do statistics. Thank you.